Welcome back to the Velvet Chair. Tonight's story begins with a woman, a locked phone, and a hotel receipt hidden inside a winter coat. But what she found was not an affair. It was worse, because her husband was not cheating with another woman. He was married to her, or at least to someone exactly like her. Emily, when did you first feel something was wrong?
It was the night my husband came home smelling like my perfume. Not perfume in general. Mine. The exact bottle I used every day. Vanilla, amber, a little jasmine. I remember hugging him at the door, and for 1 second I smiled because I thought, he smells like me. Then I froze, because I had not seen him since that morning, and I had not touched his jacket. I asked him, "Why do you smell like my perfume?" He laughed. He said, "Maybe I missed you." That should have been sweet, but his face looked scared, not guilty, scared. Like I had asked the one question he had been praying I would never ask. We had been married for 9 years. His name was Daniel. He was calm, organized, polite, the kind of man who labeled chargers, the kind of man who never forgot birthdays, the kind of man you trust because he makes trust feel boring. And boring, I thought, was safe. Every Tuesday, Daniel worked late. He said he had meetings with a client in Stamford. Every Tuesday, he came home around 10:30. Every Tuesday, I reheated dinner. For 9 years, I never questioned it, until the perfume. The next Tuesday, I did something I had never done before. I followed him. I know how that sounds. But I had this feeling in my stomach. Not jealousy, not anger. More like my body had found the truth before my mind did. Daniel left work at 6:11. He did not drive to Stamford. He drove to a small town 20 minutes away. He parked outside a blue house with white shutters. There was a bicycle in the driveway, a child's bicycle, pink, with streamers. I sat in my car across the street, gripping the steering wheel so hard my hands hurt. Daniel walked to the front door. He didn't knock. He used a key. A little girl opened the door and screamed, "Daddy, Daddy." I remember the word hitting me like a physical thing. Then a woman appeared behind the girl, and for a second, I thought I was looking at myself. Same height, same dark hair, same face shape, same style of clothes. She even wore her hair the way I did when I was younger. Daniel kissed her, not quickly, not like a man hiding, like a husband coming home. I couldn't breathe. I don't remember driving away. I only remember sitting in a gas station parking lot, staring at my reflection in the dark window, whispering, "Who is she?"
Did you confront him that night?
No, and I'm glad I didn't, because if I had, I would have believed his first lie. Instead, I waited. The next morning, Daniel showered. I checked his coat. That's when I found the receipt. A hotel, 2 nights, under the name Daniel Mercer. But our last name was Bell. I searched Daniel Mercer online. Nothing. No social media, no work profile, no address. Then I searched the Blue House. The owner's name was Laura Mercer, married to Daniel Mercer. 1 daughter, age 7. My husband had another wife, another child, another name. At first, I thought the story was simple. Terrible, but simple. A double life. A secret family. A man who betrayed 2 women. But the deeper I looked, the less it made sense. Because Daniel Bell and Daniel Mercer were not 2 identities. They were 2 legal people, 2 passports, 2 social security numbers, 2 birth certificates, 2 lives, and both were real. I hired a private investigator. His name was Frank. He was in his 60s, retired police, smoked too much, and had the emotional range of a toaster. I showed him everything. The Blue House, the receipt, the name, the child. He listened quietly. Then he said, "You don't want a divorce lawyer yet." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I don't think this is just cheating." 3 days later, Frank called me. His voice was different. He said, "Emily, are you sitting down?" I said, "Just tell me." He said, "Your husband Daniel Bell died in 1998. I laughed. I actually laughed. I said, "That's impossible." Frank said, I'm looking at the death certificate. Daniel Bell, age 16, car accident, Ohio, buried next to his mother. I told Frank he had the wrong person. He said, I thought so too. Then he sent me the photo. It was a newspaper clipping, a teenage boy, same eyes, same smile, same scar above the eyebrow. My husband, dead at 16, 22 years before I married him. That night, Daniel came home with flowers, yellow tulips, my favorite. He said, You've seemed stressed. I looked at him standing in our kitchen, smiling like nothing in the world was wrong, and I realized something terrifying. I didn't know his real name. I didn't know where he came from. I didn't know who slept beside me for 9 years, so I smiled back. I said, I'm just tired. He touched my face, and for the first time in our marriage, I was afraid of his hand. Frank found more. Daniel Bell had died in 1998. Daniel Mercer had no childhood records before age 21. Laura Mercer believed her husband had grown up in Vermont. I believed mine had grown up in Ohio. Neither story was true. Then Frank found a third name, Nathan Reed. That name had a military record, a sealed one. Frank couldn't get into it, but he found one photo from a charity event 15 years earlier. Daniel stood in the background. Only he wasn't Daniel. He wore a name tag that said Nathan, and standing next to him was a woman, not Laura, not me, a third woman. She was older than me, blonde, beautiful. Her name was Claire. She disappeared 6 months after that photo was taken. No body, no case, just gone. That was when I stopped thinking about divorce and started thinking I might be married to a murderer.
What did you do next?
The stupidest thing possible. I went to Laura's house. I told myself I only wanted to see her. I told myself I wouldn't knock. But then the door opened. The little girl came outside. She had Daniel's eyes. She dropped her backpack. I picked it up. She smiled and said, "Thank you." Then Laura appeared. And when she saw me, her face went white. Not confused, not angry, white, like she had seen a ghost. I said, "Laura?" She whispered, "He said you were dead." I felt the world tilt. I said, "Who?" She said, "Daniel." I said, "What did he tell you?" She started crying. She said that his first wife died in a fire. First wife, dead, fire. I asked her my name. She said, "Emily." My own husband had told his other wife that I existed, but that I was dead. Then Laura said something I still hear in my sleep. She said, "He has pictures of you." Laura let me inside. She was shaking. She showed me a box Daniel kept in the attic. Inside were photos of me. Not normal photos. Photos taken from far away. Me walking to work. Me buying groceries. Me sitting in my car. Some were from before I met him. Years before. There were notes on the back. Blue dress, March 14th. Gym, 6:40 p.m. Mother visited. Still alone. I had not met Daniel by accident. He had studied me, chosen me, built himself into the man I would trust. Then Laura showed me something worse. Photos of herself, also taken before she met him. Same notes, same handwriting, same obsession. We weren't wives, we were projects. Then we found Claire, not alive, but not missing either. Claire Reed had not disappeared. She had changed her name. She was living in Arizona. Laura and I called her from my car using a blocked number. When Claire answered, I said, "Did you know a man named Nathan Reed?" Silence. Then she said, "Who is this?" I said, "My name is Emily Bell." She started crying, not soft crying, panic crying. She said, "Get out of your house." I said, "Why?" She said, "Because he doesn't leave women." I said, "What does that mean?" Claire said, "He replaces them." Claire told us everything. His real name was not Daniel, not Nathan, not Mercer. She knew him as Adam. He worked for a private security company. He specialized in identity reconstruction, people who needed to disappear, witnesses, criminals, rich men avoiding lawsuits, women escaping dangerous husbands. He knew how to build a life from nothing. And then he started doing it for himself. Claire had been his first wife, at least the first one she knew of. He studied women, found lonely women, smart women, women with small families, women with money or stability or useful documents. Then he became their perfect man. He married them, used them, created identities through them, and when he was finished, he did not always kill them. Sometimes he made them disappear socially, sometimes legally, sometimes emotionally. Claire survived because she ran before he was done. She said, "He likes women who think they chose him." Then she asked me one question: "Do you have life insurance?" I said yes. Daniel had insisted on it 2 years earlier, a large policy. He said it was responsible. Claire went quiet. Then she said, "Emily, listen to me. You are not his wife anymore." I said, "What am I?" She said, "You're the next death certificate." That night I went home. Daniel was cooking pasta. There was wine on the table, candles, music. He said, "I thought we needed a nice night." I looked at the wine, red, my favorite. I did not drink it. He watched me not drink it. For one tiny second, his smile disappeared. Then it came back. He said, "Something wrong?" I said, "No." He said, "You sure?" I said, "Yes." He walked behind me and put his hands on my shoulders. His fingers were warm, calm, steady. He said, "You know I love you, right?" I said, "Of course." He leaned close to my ear and whispered, "Then stop following me." I don't remember standing up. I don't remember grabbing my keys. I only remember running. He didn't chase me. That scared me more, because Daniel never panicked. Daniel planned. I drove to Laura. She was already packing. Claire had told her to leave too. We took Laura's daughter and drove to a motel 2 towns away. Frank met us there. He had a folder. Inside was the final piece. Daniel Bell, the real Daniel Bell, the boy who died in 1998, had not been random. He had been Adam's foster brother. Adam stole his identity after the accident. Then he stole others. Daniel Bell, Daniel Mercer, Nathan Reed, maybe more. Frank said the police needed proof, not stories, not suspicions, proof. So we gave them the box, the photos, the life insurance records, the fake documents, the hotel receipts. Claire flew in the next morning. 3 wives, 3 names, 1 man. But when police went to our house, Daniel was gone. Closet empty, computer gone, passport gone, the pasta still in the fridge, the wine bottle missing. He had vanished. For 3 months, nothing happened. No calls, no sightings, no arrests. Laura moved. Claire changed numbers again. I changed locks, jobs, banks, everything. But fear becomes a kind of roommate. You learn to live with it. Then one morning, I received a package. No return address. Inside was a perfume bottle. Mine. Vanilla, amber, jasmine. Almost empty. Under it was a note. 5 words. "You were my favorite one." I gave it to the police. They found 1 fingerprint. Not Daniel's, not Adam's, a woman's, someone unknown. That was the final twist. He had not been working alone. There was another person, a woman helping him choose us, a woman who knew our routines, a woman who could get close without making us afraid, a woman who might have been watching before he ever appeared. And then I remembered something. Before I met Daniel, I used to go to a small salon every Friday. The woman who did my hair always asked questions. "Where do you work? Do you live alone? Are you dating anyone? Do you like men who are quiet or funny?" I thought she was being friendly. Her name was Mira. When police searched for her, the salon had no record of her real name. She had left the week after I met Daniel. Laura remembered her too. Different salon, different city, same woman. Claire remembered her from a yoga studio. Same face, same soft voice, same questions. Daniel wasn't the hunter, not the only one. He was the face. She was the one who found us.
Was he ever caught?
No, not yet. But 2 years later, I saw him. At least, I think I did. I was in an airport, Chicago, Gate B17. A man stood in line for coffee, gray jacket, baseball cap, older now, thinner, but I knew the way he stood, balanced, still, like he was waiting for the world to move first. Beside him was a woman, not Mira, someone new. She was laughing, touching his arm, trusting him. He turned slightly. Our eyes met. For 1 second, he recognized me. I know he did. He smiled, not warmly, not cruelly, just smiled. Then he leaned toward the woman beside him and kissed her forehead, like a husband, like a promise, like a warning. By the time airport security arrived, they were gone. People ask me why I'm telling this story now. The truth is simple. Because somewhere out there, a woman is sitting across from a man who feels too perfect. He knows her favorite wine. He remembers every story. He says exactly the right thing. He makes her feel chosen, special, safe. And maybe she is. Maybe he is just a good man. But maybe there is a box somewhere, with her photos inside, dates written on the back, notes about when she leaves work, who visits her, what perfume she wears, and maybe, just maybe, she was not chosen by love. She was selected.
Emily's story is fictional, but the fear behind it is very real. How well do we ever truly know the people closest to us? And if someone seems perfect from the beginning, is it because they are perfect or because they studied exactly what you wanted? Tell us in the comments. Would you have confronted him or would you have followed him first? And don't forget to subscribe, because next week's story begins with a woman who inherited a house from a stranger and found her own childhood bedroom inside.